Joseph Cabao. I'm your resource speaker for today. So, how are you?
Fine.
Ano ka ba?
Fine.
They're fine.
Can Mas Taqi introduce himself and also Mas Rayyanza introduce himself?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, maybe from first, and I want to introduce myself. Is
Lower the volume of your mic.
Oh, try.
my name is Taqi Alhakim. I'm from VIIID class, and at here I'm doing house.
Nice. So, nice knowing and meeting you, Mr. Taqi. How about you, Mr. Rayyanza?
Okay. First, my name is Rayyanza Prasetiyo. You can call me Rayyanza. And I'm a grade.
Uh, Rayyanza, what do you study in IDN Jongol?
What I'm studying.
Yes. What is your level or your current
What?
section in
Six.
your school? Level means what is your grade? Middle
I'm.
school.
Oh. I'm learn IT. If in a grades, uh, is learn UI UX design. Use Figma.
Oh, IT. That's computer graphics
Yes,
design.
computer.
Right?
Yes.
That's nice. Later, what we're going to talk about will be related to what you're studying. How about you, Mr. Taki? What do you study in IDN Jongol?
Uh, my my material is same like Ryanza, but different class.
So you're with the same class with Ayansa, your classmates, am I right? Okay. So do we start now? I will share to you something that you would like to hear about in terms that you would like to have a further studies outside Indonesia, outside IDN Jongol or in your IDN school. If you wanted to have a further more knowledge in terms of the technology and also academics in preference that you want to become in the future doctors or in the future you want to be like Tun Dr. Mahathir Muhammad, no? So Mahathir Muhammad that studied Tun Mahathir Muhammad, Dr. Mahathir Muhammad that studied. You know him? He's the former president of Indonesia. Am I right? Or Malaysia? Mahathir
Mm,
Muhammad, former statesman. All right. No worries. Uh, so we will start. I want you to see my presentation. Do you see my presentation now?
not no wait.
I'm seeing it. Good.
Okay.
So we will learn about the top 5 universities in the world and how to enter them. So we were not just going to discuss what are those five. It's only five that we're going to discuss because there are a lot of top universities, especially here in Asia. Some in Indonesia, there are some who are your top universities. Also here, where I am, I'm from the Philippines, no? So I'm Mr. Mark Joseph Cabajo. I will be your English resource speaker for today in this weekend English talk. So we are going to learn or going to understand that there are 5 top universities in the world and how to enter them. If you want to have further studies, just like me, I graduated in BS Psychology, major in research and measurement. That's my degree. But I have a another course like philosophy, so that's why I could teach. But I have a master's in theology, so I could teach history, philosophy, religion, and politics, and other social sciences. So that's what I teach because I had the further studies. For to you who are studying computer graphics, computer designs, computer programming, some of the top five universities are for you, especially the first ones. No, a little trivia: three of these universities are from the United States of America, and two are from the United Kingdom, or what we know as Great Britain. No, the British Isles.
Yes.
So, yeah, two from England and three from USA.
Yes.
So now, let us see my presentation and learn what are those universities that I'm talking to. All right. So are you seeing my slides?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the top five universities in the world and how to enter them. Okay. So the importance of academic excellence and holistic achievements. That's what we're going to discuss and to know today, this week of your English talk or WET, are the universities that I am going to discuss are most relatively related to your field of studies: computer designs, computer graphics, computer technology, or computer sciences. So it's important that we have what we call an academic excellence, meaning we did not just learn or finish something when we went to our studies, especially in your level right now, but we went further, we went higher, we went better, right? So one of these universities is
MIT.
the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT. That's the number one. But let's go back here, no? The universities that we will be discussing, what I told you is the three coming from the United States: MIT, or the first is Massachusetts Institute of Technology, second is Stanford, third is Harvard, and the two universities that are from the United Kingdom are Oxford and Cambridge. All right. So let's go to MIT. Uh, Rayyanza and Taqi, do you know
Yes.
what is MIT?
Yes.
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 So some of your professors or instructors in IDN might have come from MIT, no? So that's why they had the further learning, they had the further knowledge to impart to you, to share to you, to teach to you. So what is this MIT? It is a renowned technological institute, meaning when we say institute, meaning it's more of the specialized uh, place for that certain industry to learn. Like I have told you, MIT is from Cambridge, USA. I had to put USA because there is Cambridge, United Kingdom, or UK, so you would not be confused. No, so MIT, USA, renowned for science, engineering, and technology. So there is the computer engineering, that's number one, and then there's the other sciences that related to mechanics, related to information technology, and related to anything that is technological. All right, it's a high academic standards and innovative research. How to enter to MIT? You have to maintain a high GPA, or general. Par- you have to have a general
No.
grade, higher grade GPA. So your score on SAT, or the Standard Achievement Test, or ACT, American Canadian Test, or American Collegial Test, participate in extracurricular activities, write a compelling essay, obtain strong letters of recommendation. So, for you to enter MIT, you need to have a higher general average grade. And then you have to pass what they call an SAT and ACT. If you have somewhere related to that in Indonesia, I think we have also here in the Philippines, we have the SAT. No? We call it Standard Achievement Test. It has so many meaning. SAT was commonly known as Standard Achievement. Then the third that you need is you have to have a extracurricular. Why do you need to have extracurricular activities in order for you to master or enter MIT? Because you will further develop your knowledge. We just not learn but apply it, right? And then you have to also have a skill in writing. You have to write. When we say compelling, means you have to have a very convincing, very unargumentable way of writing an essay. You have to, for example, your headmaster in the school, you have to convince him for you to go out and eat ice cream. You have to ask permission. You have to be very compelling to ask for permission. Here, when you say you have to write an essay, you have to be very good on your English skills in terms of written, oral, oral for speaking, writing, and for written. All right. Then you have to obtain a strong letter of recommendation. It means you have to know someone who came from MIT or higher, like a statesman or like a minister or like a sponsor from the USA or USA government, United States of America government, for you to enter MIT if you're especially from the foreign area, especially from Asia, like Indonesia, the Philippines, China, or if you're from the USA, you need to have a recommendation from someone who came from MIT, right? So that's the first university that we're discussing. The second university that is from USA is also Stanford. No? Stanford University, known for business, entrepreneurship, innovation, interdisciplinary studies, meaning it's not just they study business, they could also have some academics, they could also have some clinical. In the USA, when they say clinical, it doesn't mean hospital. It means much more of the psychology, philosophy. Yes, there are some related sciences, medical sciences, but most probably what we call the human sciences. So interdisciplinary studies. And then if you are aiming as a computer programmer to enter Silicon Valley, I recommend that you go to Stanford rather than MIT. Because if you came from Stanford and you want to work in Silicon Valley, you know what Silicon Valley is?
No.
Don't know.
Silicon Valley is the technological hub of the United States of America. So lots of computer. There's the office of Apple, Google,
Yeah.
uh, area. No, it's a technological capable area. It's like a city of all computer techs. So if you want to work there, you have to be from Stanford. You have to be a graduate of Stanford. So for you to be much more accepted and for you to be more reliable in terms of wanting or entering Silicon Valley to work. Now, how to enter Stanford? Number one, as the same with MIT, you have to excel academically. Doesn't mean you have to have a good SAT, ACT, but probably you have to, no? So you have to enter. So you have to excel academically, perform well on standardized tests like the SAT, ACT. In the USA, United Kingdom, they really have SAT, ACT. Just like our governmental achievement test, if you have in Indonesia, here in the Philippines, we also call it SAT, ACT. You have to really pass it above the passing rate. For example, if the passing rate is 85, you have to have at least around 90 to 95 rather than just 85 below. Excuse me. So if you have a 85 above, you have a better chance. But if you have 85 below, there's no chance. So and then in Stanford, you have to have an extracurricular activities in terms of leadership rather than activities. Then you have to have a, again, written skills. Write the standout personal statement. It's the same thing with essay. Statement, essay, it's all written. All right. And then again, if you know someone, you have to secure excellent letters of recommendation. Why in these two universities you will always see you have to secure excellent letters of recommendation for them to be ensured that you are really going to study and not going to immigrate and using the academic visa or the student visa to not to study very well but to just migrate, no? So they would held that person who recommended you responsible once you have broken the law, once you have immigrated illegally. So that's why they secure most probably us foreigners in America uh, letters of recommendation, no? So for us to be held liable. Also, hear me this: when you have a written essay or personal statement, they will also hold you accountable because from there they will have it for you as your legal representation that we call. Because from your essay, you are applying a student visa, then suddenly you decided to work, cannot work with that visa. You decided to work, then you become an illegal immigrant. All right. So you have to be wary of that. So we have two universities that we have discussed now, no? What are the top five? As we told you, it's MIT, Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, and Cambridge. Now we discuss about MIT and Stanford. And the third one from the United States of America is Harvard. Do you know what is Harvard University? Or what is it well
Yes.
known? Oh,
Yes.
very
No.
good. So, no. uh, if you hear about Harvard, Harvard is much known for writers, much known for educators like us, like Pakuda, and me. We are teachers. So we we want to have a further studies and we wanted to teach instead of going to MIT and Stanford, we would prefer, meaning we will choose Harvard better. Where is Harvard University? Again, same campus area with Stanford, Cambridge, USA, not Cambridge, UK, you know. So it
Mm.
is one of the oldest institution of higher education in the USA, meaning Harvard was the first university in the United States of America. So MIT and Stanford's are newer, like 50 years. Uh, but Harvard is more than roughly we could say 200 plus years or 100 plus years. Oldest institution of higher education in the USA, diverse academic programs, and prestigious faculty. I think in Harvard, they have someone who is specialized in what we call the languages. And one of that is Bahasa. So he could speak both Indonesian and Malaysian Bahasa. So also there's someone who studies what we call the language literacy. They have what we call the Tagalog expert, someone from Harvard. And then they teach it to those students who want to learn foreign languages. No, it's in the field of foreign studies. It's not related to our field of computer, but again, it's like coding. You know what's the language of coding, right? It's numbers and words and letters. Same thing. In Harvard, it's like a school for coding, but much more of academic. So they study languages, they study politics, they study sciences, yes, but not technological sciences. Much more again of human sciences, academic sciences, and other what we call liberal arts related uh, courses. And then, how to enter Harvard? Number one, again, maintain top grades. Number two, high SAT, high ACT score. Mas Taqi, do you know now what is SAT and ACT?
Is it like uh, curriculum?
Yes, it's a standard achievement test, no? So it's a test that you have to first take before entering, aside from the entrance exam. They also have to give you an entrance examination. And then,
It's like this.
uh, yes, that's ACT. Very good. So thank you. And then, again, you have to have an extracurricular activity. Engage in a meaningful extracurricular. They will credit that for you. Means, if they saw you, for example, uh, Mas Rayyanza wants to study in MIT for computer graphics specialist, then he has to, if you have an club or let's say aside from your usual subjects in IDN, like example, you have the robotics club, you have to join that, and then you have to apply and put in your application paper that I was a coder for computer program of let's say backhoe robots or battle robots, like that. And then okay, he's good for robotic subjects. So they will put that into your academic achievement, or what we call in administration, the one who will put it to you are the registrars. No, the registrars would uh, facilitate you to the proper placement of your skills and academic knowledge. So that's the purpose of having meaningful extracurricular. So you have to have that. And again, they just use an abbreviation, craft a powerful essay. So you have to again have to really learn ESL, or the English System Language, or you really have to learn English very well, because you have to write in a very good English essay. And then again, you have to know someone, obtain persuasive recommendation letters. So, what are the three universities that we already learned about? Mas Rianza from the United States. Can you give me the names?
MIT.
MIT, very good. Again,
Stanford.
excuse
Huh?
sorry for that. I have to answer something in the door. So again, the three universities from the USA are, can you say it with me?
MI,
MIT, or
MIT.
the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Stanford, and then
Stanford.
Harvard. Now, we're going to United Kingdom. You know what United Kingdom, or the
Oxford.
British Isles? It is UK. So, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. So, it's what we call United Kingdom. So the two last universities are from UK. And number one of that, it is the same with Harvard. It is the University of Oxford. This is where one of the world's oldest university. Did you know that there is an Islamic university that is same as with Oxford and Harvard, that is very old? It is in Europe, not in Turkey, but in Spain. It is the Academia de Instituciones de Alhambra. It means it's in Spain, no? It's in the Islamic Institution of Alhambra in Spain. So, if you want to further learn, excuse me. Okay, sorry. Again, I have to answer someone. So, uh, University of Oxford, just like Harvard, is one of the oldest university, and its focuses on research and academic excellence. Meaning, Just like Harvard, it doesn't study that much on the technological sciences, but much more of the academic sciences. So again, how to enter Oxford, just like the same with the three United States of America universities or USA universities and Harvard, you have to have an excellent academic result, meaning you have a good grade, GPA, general process average. You have to perform well in standardized tests like the ACT and SAT. You have to write a well thought out personal statement. Again, it meaning essay. You have to really have a very convincing essay. And then, oh, you have to secure someone's recommendation letter, meaning you have to know someone who is powerful in the United Kingdom. And there's an added additional requirement here. It means you have to have a proper potential interview, meaning you will be interviewed. In the three universities, might be, no? In MIT, they might not interview you, but schedule you for a, for example, they would ask you for your coding program or graphics design. In Stanford, they will not interview you, but might have give you a standardized test. In Harvard, the same thing. They would ask you if you want to, for example, be a master's of psychology, you might have to submit what we call a case study. Or if you want to be a child educator, you must publish a book. So that's a certain example of potential interviews that they will based upon. And here in Oxford, that potential interview that you need to prepare, you have to have it to go to the nearest, if you're a foreigner, nearest British embassy. Someone from the British embassy on behalf of Oxford, they will interview. Why? Because Oxford is under the crown, meaning it's under the king. It's where the nobles, the ambassadors, statesmen study. So if you're a graduate of Oxford, then be sure you will be in the new capital in Nusantara and be a PM, a prime minister. So congratulations to Indonesia for having a new president, Rayyanza. So now, uh, same policy, same requirements with the three USA universities. This first university from United Kingdom, again, you see the importance of having a good English written skill. So you have to really master the English language. You don't need, in terms of mastering English language, you don't need to sound like someone who is working from a call center or a outsource program. Just need to, if you are not a native speaker, you just need to speak profoundly. You need to speak coherently. You need to speak soundly. Meaning, you need to speak properly. You don't need to have the tuang o slang. What's the difference of the American English to the British English? The British English is a formal, concise, educational, proper form of English. Unlike, yes, American English, it's formal, yet it has lots of slang. It has a lot of what they call the tuwa, or meaning it's accented. We keep on joking that Australia and New Zealand had bad English, but they have the proper term of English. We're joking that it cannot be understood. Remember, they learn from the British. They have a proper English. The Philippines learn from the Americans. That's why we have so many English words in our daily conversation, or we use English as a medium of conversation. Yet, we also know how to use slang words. Using slang words are good, yet it enhances, enriches conversation, but it's not proper. So you cannot put slang words on your essays, in your written skills. So you don't need to be a white American, black American, African American, or you don't need to be someone born in the British Isles to speak English properly. You just need to practice English. do not be afraid in committing mistakes. Do not be afraid in speaking it. Do not be afraid. No, take out that shyness. Take out that for you to really grasp English because you need that if you wish to enter those. Yes, Mas Taqi, you have a question.
I have a question. No one university require English certificate.
What university that requires English certificate? If you have an
Yes.
English certificate, all of these universities might look for it. All of them. MIT, if you will have some certificates, for example, uh, coding in English for computer graphics, and then you have an ESL certificate, oh, it will be a added plus bonus in your requirements, in your resume, in your CV. If you
CV.
will put that, yes, if you will put that you have an English certificate, then they would have a much higher consideration for you. Meaning, oh, this student will have a hard time going to MIT, Stanford, Harvard, or Oxford because he could understand English very well. So they would approve you if you apply. So it's good that you will have an English certificate. And it's good that ID and schools provide you that. You're in a better school, you're in a better system, you're in a better setup, you're well equipped. We did not just learn technological advances and sciences, but really you have to learn that. And the importance of you learning English is for you to have a proper education in terms of your course. Remember, computer graphics, computer information, computer technology, what language does it use? English, right? So you really have to learn. Even though you're Russian, for example, you have to have antivirus. That antivirus is coded in English, like Kaspersky. It's from Russia, yet it's in English. See, that's a mediocre English. And the last university that we are learning how to enter, and what is it that it became top, no, of its game is the University of Cambridge. Like I told you, remember, United States of America was a colony of United Kingdom. So if you will read like Massachusetts, New York, Cambridge, all those are former uh, names of cities in United Kingdom. So that's why I had to put, when you say Cambridge, you have to put UK, or else you might know it as, oh, maybe it's Cambridge, US. So further not to be confused. So if you, the last and one of the top 5 best universities in the world to study is Cambridge, UK. Or in the British accent, it might be called Cambridge, right? So Cambridge, UK, Cambridge, renowned for its research and academic prowess. It's the same with Oxford, but Cambridge had a much more higher studies for technological sciences, not just academic, but they provide more in everything. So that's why research is important for them. So if you know what is CERN in Switzerland, majority of the scientists came from Cambridge. So it's a home to numerous Nobel laureates, meaning a lot of them coming from Cambridge wins the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay? And then, renowned for its research and academic, Cambridge publishes a lot of papers in terms of not just technological, but if we in the academic world, in the higher studies, when we hear Cambridge, it meaning, oh, that's where my book came from. It's where majority of the standardized knowledge came from. For example, we use the Oxford University dictionary because it came from Oxford University. You know, the almanac, compilation of the, have you heard about the National Geographic? The magazine, the National Geographic World, the TV station and everything, National Geographic. take a guess where it came from. If you heard about that, it came from Cambridge, United Kingdom. So that's the example of what we say their academic prowess. And again, if you came from Oxford and Cambridge in United Kingdom, you will be a prime minister. Probably you will be a statesman. You will be much more. The one who Robin Blair, Sir Robin Blair, the one who invented the first computer, micro, meaning before the first computer are bigger. Just like at the back of my picture, you see a big cabinet, just like a big cabinet, but it became portable computer. The one who really invented PC is my Robin Blair, came from Cambridge. So you want to invent something, go to Cambridge. They will help you, they will fund you, they will assist you. All right? So those are the two universities that came from United Kingdom or England, Oxford, Cambridge. Again, uh, Mas Rayyanza,
Yes.
what is the university that came from USA?
Mm. The first
MIT,
MIT,
Stanford,
Stanford,
and
uh,
Harvard.
Harvard,
How about from United Kingdom?
Oxford,
Oxford and
Cambridge.
Cambridge.
Yeah.
So let's go again with my slide. So let's take a recap. The first university from the United States is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or known for its acronym MIT. The second is Stanford University in Stanford, USA. Stanford is near in Washington, the capital of the United States. Harvard University, it's in Cambridge, near Stanford, but it's United States of America. And the first from United Kingdom, University of Oxford, from Oxford, UK. It's in York, where the name of New York came, and University of Cambridge in Cambridge, United Kingdom. So, these are the top five universities that are well known throughout the whole world. So if you came from one of these universities, expect, for example, uh, Rayyanza had wanted to become an inventor for a new program that has Bahasa incorporated, keyboards and Bahasa incorporated for all the Austronesians in Asia pro, to learn, or he wanted to have the Islamic Institute of further studies to establish but technologically applicable. He went to, let's say, Stanford, or he went to Cambridge, United Kingdom. Then when you go back to Indonesia, consider your state of, for example, Rayyanza, where you came from in Indonesia, your state. Where are you from?
No, I'm I'm from Bekasi.
Bakasi. That's
Yeah.
a state or province. Yeah,
What?
that's your state, province. Meaning you're not from Yogyakarta, you're from Bali, or from that's your where you came from. So you are
Bekasi.
from. So
Bekasi.
Bakasi is in Jongol, or Bakasi is in what part of Indonesia is Bakasi?
In Java. Bekasi is in.
The state.
It's that
Yes, it's that.
No. So let's say you return to Bakasi, and then they heard that, oh, uh Pak Rayyanza had graduated from Stanford. Let's vote him to be the the minister of the province. So you will become a datu. You will become a statesman. You will become a politician because of your international study background. It helps, no? So, for example, Mas Taqi wants to have a very good technological business. He wants to manufacture computer chips and computer programs. And then he came from, let's say, MIT. When you go to your state in Indonesia, come back to Indonesia, went to Jakarta, establish a business, they would aptly come to you. You don't need to sweat a lot. You don't need to work hard because you work hard first. Then you don't need to really have a difficult time of establishing business because of your academic
Background.
background.
Yes.
Okay. So, uh, what are the key points to remember in knowing the five top universities? It maintains high academic standards. It meaning you have to have a high academic standards to yourselves in order for you to achieve these goals. The importance of participating in extracurricular activities. And then, again, involving yourselves in a manner of learning, letting yourselves learn, no, working hard for you to learn the English language, for you to write a compelling essay or personal statements. Again, it helps. And when you know how to communicate, both in Bahasa, both in English, you will know a lot of connections. You will know a lot of people that would help you obtain strong letters of recommendation. You see the importance of that? First, you have to have a academic standard, meaning you have to have a discipline to yourselves. You have to discipline yourself to really study your course in IDN, to really excel, graduate, and finish, learn a lot. Uh, Again, you also have to pray a lot. No? You have to do the salah in order for you that Allah may bless you. And then you have to participate in extracurricular activities. If IDN had like this wet, it's part of your curriculum, also part of extracurricular, you really have to participate in it. And then when participating in it, you really have to immerse in it. When you immerse in it, you learn from it. All right? So when you learn from it, you will obtain now the knowledge. When you obtain it, you apply it. Then take those knowledge, apply it, proper networking, proper information, proper standard information, not wrong information, because now we have deep fakes and everything. You really have to stress yourself in order for you to achieve all of this. And when you apply this, then try to apply to these universities. All right? So, conclusion, it means you have to have a holistic approach to your studies, to yourself, to discipline yourself, in order for you to apply to these universities. No? It is essential, and it's a form of evaluating. For example, your schoolmasters in Jongol had told you that, oh, Rayyanza and Taqi are very good in terms of coding. Let's encourage them to go to MIT. Then you have to have it. You don't need to be too much proud, but you have to show how much you have worked hard for that compliment. No? So you have to be good in academics, you have to be good in extracurricular, in your personality. Because for you to have a strong statement, and then you know have to have a network for you to have those recommendations. No? It showcases the unique strengths and potential, allowing universities to select well-rounded individuals like you to contribute positively, no, to campus diversity and innovation. It promotes equitable admission decision that reflects a student's true potential beyond grades and test scores. It doesn't mean that you have to be really smart. You just need to work hard, and you have to work profoundly. Profoundly, we say you work smart, right? And again, if you don't do this also, if you don't went to further studies, doesn't mean you're not smart or you not learn. You learned a lot, not just by academics, but also by experiences. For example, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're a computer genius, much of the computer hackers doesn't need to go to MIT, doesn't need to go to Harvard or Oxford, but they just need to learn how the hacking system. Am I right? So they're very good at that. For example, the one who invented the love bug virus here from the Philippines, he didn't finish his uh, college studies. He just know how to code properly and to apply those viruses. And then, well, the whole world got affected. The Y2K scare had started because of him. No? So now you know where he is. He got recruited by the National Bureau of Investigation or NBI here in the Philippines. He became a operative for anti-cyber crime because he knows first we became a criminal, then he got recruited by the government to catch other criminals. No, so uh, yes, Taki, you have questions?
Is there any scholarship for enter to MIT? Or
Yeah. Now is the question and answer. The floor is open for any questions and additional insight. Yes. When I was preparing for these slides, I have to go to those 5 universities. I have to see their websites. Yes. United States of America and United Kingdom give scholarship to those people who wants to study in these universities. Also, they offer free online courses now. Since when pandemic came, a lot of universities had offered their EETEAP, EETAP, what we call here in the Philippines. It means uh, a learning experience, learning achievement program that doesn't require you to be presently present in the university but online. So sometimes they offer free courses, short courses, but if you want a full diplomate course, meaning having a diploma and you want to study there, they offer scholarship. For example, if you study in this top 5 universities, you need to live into their campus. You can apply for a scholarship program. I think they have 2 scholarship program. One, it's the university program where you have to work in the university or do something for the university for you to be a scholar for MIT or any of these top 5 universities. Second is the governmental program, meaning the government of America and United Kingdom gives out the scholarship to you. You just need to apply. I think it's Cambridge that I had saw that you need to go to the British Embassy to apply. Also, last night, I was preparing some requirements. I'm attending right now the ASEAN Conference of Educators. It's sponsored by the British Council. It's for free. So we were given a free course for that. And then every course we are given some certificates for us to prove that we studied that kind of subject. Yes, there is a scholarship. So right now, for a month, I'm under the scholarship of the British Council because of the ASEAN conference. So I received that kind of scholarship. You could. You just need to. There are 3 requirements to receive that. First, write a letter, write an essay, write a personal statement, very compelling, very demure, very cutesy, very informative kind of essay. All right? It means, oh, it's a nice essay. You have to have a good handwritten skills if you want to have a compelling essay. If you don't have handwritten skill, again, you're computer research, you're computer technician. What do you need to do? You need to have a good top writing skills, meaning you have to be good in the keyboard. No? Write your letter online, write your letter via Microsoft Word or documents for you to have good, compelling skills. And then it's good that you will have an English knowledge because you need that. No? So I think if you want to apply for scholarship, there are 3 requirements. You have to write an essay, letter. You have no criminal records because they will have a background information about you. And third is you have to show your capability in terms of your economics, meaning your salary, your fare, your if you're working, if you're still studying student, you have to need to show a proof of income of your family or yourself. for them to know, yeah, let's sponsor him full-time, part-time, or halfway, right? So yes, there is a scholarship program for MIT. I think the one from MIT when I saw on their website is right now because there's an issue of visa in the United States for illegal immigrants and it's election time. They're still have to have election. It will be difficult to apply for that. They rather or they prefer to offer free online courses rather than bringing you there. MIT is giving lots of online free courses, certified and also diplomate. When you say diplomate, diplomated means they give you a diploma online, so you could apply that. But again, going to those universities, you have to be first. You have to finish your ID and schooling, and then it's your if you're college level or master's level, meaning you already have done some college level of studying. All right. So, any questions?
Wait.
So, did I answer your questions, Mas Taqi, Mr. Taqi, Alhakim, and Mr. Rayyanza, Prasetiyo? Do you have any more questions? Okay, Taqi, what is your question?
Are there any famous university in Philippines?
Yes. Uh, we also have those top universities. One of that university is very well known for technological innovations and also for computer programming. That's where I came from, Adamson University. My university. Adamson for engineering. We have computer engineering in our campus. Second is the state university known as or University of the Philippines. It's like University of Indonesia or University of Malaysia. We have the UP, University of the Philippines, Adamson University, uh, a university run by the Jesuit. It's called Ateneo. And run by Christian schools, Lasal. And then we have another state-known university. It's in the south. It's a University of Mindanao. Uh, it's Islamic University, University of Mindanao, Mindanao Island, where you also there are some Islamic scholars. That's where the Islamic Council of the Philippines is located at. We also have those top five universities. How about you? Do you know some top universities in Indonesia?
Mm,
Yes. There is
Uh, can you give me at least three? And what are those universities?
ITB.
Universitas of Indonesia, Universitas
The
Gadjah
second,
Mada, uh, Universitas
ITB.
Binus,
ITB.
that's nice. Maybe in the future, if you, Rayyanza and Taqi had studied in MIT or Oxford or Cambridge or Harvard, Stanford, and came back to Jongol and you became headmasters, you will establish a IDN university. So in the future, IDN will become a university and then it will become a top university in Indonesia. And then you branch out, you will establish IDN Philippines or IDN Singapore or IDN Malaysia. Maybe. You just need to really work hard. And you need to really study the mode of communication. What is that? English. Again, also, why you need to study English? The mode of computer programming, English. So you really need to learn a lot of English. You really have to immerse yourself. I have a tip for you how to learn English aside from having this kind of weekly English talk. You have to read some books in English. You have to watch some programs or movies in English for you to really immerse yourself in English. If you want to learn some coding books, learn it reading English coding books. Alright? So, any more questions? Okay, Rayyanza, what is your question?
What is the best university in Philippines in IT? In the IT.
They are, as I told you, I gave you the top five, no, from the Philippines. But I did not include that one university that is best. What we call is TIP, or the state university. It's Technological Institute of the Philippines, and PUP, Philippine uh, Polytechnic University of the Philippines. In Polytechnic and also in TIP, they have good computer programming. There is also a university here. I think it has some branch in Malaysia and Indonesia, from the AMA Business College. They have good technological computer programming programs, but they were not considered top because maybe they're lacking some requirements. But in terms of affordability, in terms of majority of the students, they study there. So there, aside from the one that I gave you, there are three, no? So STI, AMA, and then the Technological Institute of the Philippines, and then the PUP, or Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Two are from the government, and one is a business enterprise. So those three are very much known well for computer sciences. So you have still more questions? If not, then I ended my presentation of the top 5 universities in the world. Next time, maybe I will give you the top 5 universities in the Philippines, or we'll learn about the top 5 universities in Indonesia. All right? So let's recap. What are those universities that I have discussed? So that is the universities of MIT, Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, and Cambridge. So these are, who want to have a further knowledge, higher knowledge, you have to know what the requirements that they are asking for you. All right? You have to learn a lot. You have to excel a lot. Okay? So any more questions?
Mm, mm,
Any more questions? Not? Thank you for the good conversation, and thank you for letting me share this knowledge with you. Any words from Taqi and Rayyanza?
mm.
Maybe, mm, maybe
Sorry
that's
that we had some commercials a while ago, and I have to answer the
yes.
door. Someone was, I received some mail and some delivery. So so I have to be brief in answering your questions. So, so that's it for today, and thank you very much, no, for this weekend English talk, this weekend sharing of information and knowledge. I hope that in the future, Rayyanza, Taqi would express themselves profoundly, compellingly, in terms of
Thank you.
knowing the
Yeah.
language. Okay? So thank you. And any other questions that we need to answer or any other things that you wanted to know?
Maybe that's enough from
Maybe enough.
us.
Maybe
So
enough
this,
from us.
okay. So inshallah, salamat pagi terima kasih. Sama-sama to you. Okay?
Mm.
Thank you
Thank you,
very
sir.
much. Again, in order for you to learn, you need to really do some discipline. You need to really learn a lot. You need to put yourselves in it. And you really have to sacrifice some time. No? You have to give time in order for you to really learn and apply it. And then when you apply to these universities, Bismillah, inshallah, you will enter those universities. All right?
All right.
Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
You're welcome.